Welcome to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day with your host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc. DGAI is a New Orleans based management consulting and professional performance management business founded in 1996. Yay! Celebrating 27 years in business and professional service. As a small business owner, it's a priority of mine to support others, especially minority, small, and women owned businesses. So let me tell you about my big why. My why, I have the audacity. I am tenaciously desire a greater than my own fears. Do the hard thing. The hard thing is I am an ordinary person doing extraordinary things, and I know so many others, men and women entrepreneurs, or C suite, or a higher executive. We're just ordinary people doing extraordinary things in our community where we live and play. So I wanted to change the narrative in my own head about abundance mentality as well as scarcity. You see, my guest today is all in it 125% or more when it comes to abundance mentality to give back. And we're going to hear her story today, heart in hands. When it comes to scarcity, I run away from those kind of folks who got to be it, got to do it all by themselves. And there's enough in the world, in this universe, that we can partner, joint venture, and do things together. But for me, I leave them alone, and my space is the Essen Harris Banks. And I'm so excited that you're going to hear about this phenomenal woman today. So that's part of my big why. But there are no limits to what I can and capable of doing. I just do, Deborah, and I'm just, like I said, that ordinary person doing extraordinary things. But do this for me. This is your invitation to visit the business side, Debra Gould and Associate Inc. website at www.gouldassociates.com. So the mission, since today is all about showcasing my phenomenal guest, Essen Harris Banks, you got to hear about what the mission, just in case Essen has invited a lot of folks who are first timer to the Hustle Skirt. So here's my mission. The Hustle Skirt is to promote, communicate, and amplify the influence of men and women entrepreneurs for profit business. No matter what the products or service, it's for profit. All right. And like I said, I will have C suite and higher executive with an organization, a nonprofit organization, or a corporation. This is heart in hand opportunity. And this, as my interview guest today, to connect with and market their services to my listening audience. So I created the platform for extraordinary people like the Essen Harris Banks today. So, without a doubt, we did not live this long or strong to be put on the back shelves. So, y'all need to get ready for the hustler. Simply keeping it, we don't give up. We don't take no for an answer. We believe in ourselves. We are strong. We stay encouraged. We stay focused and courageous about what it is that's important to us in our community as small business advocates, emerging entrepreneurs. We reach back and to be of service to all mankind. And mentoring is also how we play when we're creating magnificent products and services. we make sure the purpose of why we're doing what we do. So with that being said, it gives me this opportunity to see this lady in red. She's all about that. And I love her so. I've known her for many, many years. And I've been waiting and waiting, and we're being intentional about having it prior to a upcoming event. So I want to let you know, Essence, I have registered. I don't want to press forward without doing my phone. There is a run, walk, and bike, a particular race that happens, one of her most successful events. But let me just share with you all the credential of this lady. Here we go, Essence. Essence Banks is a heart disease survivor, supporter, advocate of heart health since September 2004. At the age of 30, Essence experienced shortness of breath and heart palpitations during her workouts. She knew something was wrong. And after several tests, her cardiologist discovered over 90% blockage in 2 arteries. Essence Harris Banks founded Heart in Hands in 2014 to raise awareness and educate girls age 10 to 18 about heart health and heart disease prevention. I'm going to get all in your business, Ms. Banks here. Essence H. Banks, MBA, is the founder and president, Heart in Hands Incorporated. The number to reach Essence, 800-276-8082. If you want to reach her by email, Essence, ESSENCE at heartinhands.com.or. You're going to hear more from her, and she'll reinforce it later in the interview. The website, www.heartinhands.org, all one word. Now, I can press forward now, Essence. I want to first say welcome to the Hustle Skirt podcast, because I could not wait to share with you today. Just this past week, I have registered for the Saturday, September 16, 2023, at the website runsignup.com. And I was so excited when I got to the site for the New Orleans location, and there were other locations. I said, oh, Essence, it is wonderful. So excited for you. So I'm going to get off my Debra thing and officially welcome you to the Hustle Skirt podcast. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It is an honor, and it's always great talking to you and catching up. Like you mentioned, we've known each other for years, so it's so great to see the work that you're doing and for the opportunity to share a little bit about my personal journey with heart health and heart disease, and then just share about Heart in Hand. So thank you, because I am also an ordinary person doing extraordinary things. I love that.
Well, Essence, thank you for being here. And if I can press rewind, I forgot to tell my listening audience, y'all, I told you about the website, the email, and the 800 number, but I forgot to mention connect with Essence Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So I'm going to jump into my first question, but madam, would you please tell us more about Connect with Us, okay? So here we go. Why did you decide to start your own business?
So that is so interesting, being that you share with the audience. I am a heart disease survivor of now 19 years this year in September. So that's why I do this 5K race in September to commemorate my journey with heart disease. But I started my business, the nonprofit, in 2014 as I was celebrating my 10 years as a heart disease survivor. So I thought, wow, this is a perfect time to really reach back and give to others what I have learned throughout the years about heart disease in women, and that it is the #1 killer of women. And so I said, how can I get ahead of the disease? And I've learned that 80% of heart disease is preventable. Yes, 80%. And so I thought, how do I get to the 80%? And it's through our girls, right? So it's that age group, 10 to 18, as they're getting ready to go off to college and making their own decisions and choices and being caregivers. I wanted them to be equipped with the information. And so that's how Heart and Hands was born. Started the nonprofit. So it's 9 years this year. We'll be celebrating in September for Heart and Hands. The time flies. I remember you were at the very first fundraising event. You and Mr. Gould, we had a great time. Yes, yes.
The silent auction was just so wonderful.
Yeah, it was a great time. And I really wanted to start, my business and this nonprofit in Louisiana to really first give back to our community. As we know, we're in that, Southern Belt for heart health and the risk factors for heart disease. And so that's why it was so important for me to start the organization and work with our local communities and schools and really just spread the word about heart health awareness, what we can do to prevent it, and how we can live healthier lives. So that's kind of the why behind why I wanted to start Heart and Hands.
Well, I'm just so proud of you and the way you're going about educating and the awareness. And then a certain age group, 10 to 18. I want you to know this year, I'll probably ride my bike, okay?
Nice.
And so after I register, my commitment to have integrity, I have texted the link. I have gone to Facebook to share it, and make sure others, by word of mouth, I'm spreading it because it is truly an amazing event. And like I said, I'm proud of you. So we're going to keep this going. So what else do I want to find out for you to tell my viewing audience? How did you come up with the name of this particular idea, your company?
So yes, it's a funny story. It's a great one. My family and I were sitting in the living room as I was celebrating 10 years, again, as a heart disease survivor. And I thought I really wanted to reach out to young girls. So we just kept thinking about, okay, we're going to start this nonprofit. What are you going to call it now? Right. And so we took a, flip chart and we started writing down different names, and none of the names really stuck. And so we just one night just kept going. We were like, okay, we got to get a name tonight. I felt like so compelled to do it. And then all of a sudden, the question was raised, what do you really want to do? And I said, well, the goal is for people to listen to what I'm saying and take their heart in their hands. And so they said, heart in hands, that's it. So I said, wow, that's it. I want people to be able to take away, whether you come to an event, whether we're working with Girl Scouts, whether you're on, in the 5K, running, biking, walking, whatever you're doing, we want you to leave there saying, I'm going to take my heart health in my hands today. And I'm not going to leave it to anyone else, right? I'm going to take care of my heart health. So that's how the name Heart in Hands was born. We registered it right away. And so it just stuck. And it was one of those things that really resonated, not only with me, but I think with everyone that follows the organization. So that's a kind of fun fact about how the name, how we came up with the name.
Yes, it is. And it's a strong brand that is growing in this community. Heart in Hands. I'm just happy for you. The power of brainstorming and putting more than one, when there's 1 or 2 and 3 added to that ingredients, no matter how long, whether you started at noon or finish at midnight, I'm
That's
glad.
right.
And you were smart enough to make sure you trademarked it.
That's right.
Quickly, in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
So one more question for you. At what point did you look at your business, your career, and consider it a success?
So I think it's when I look into the faces of the women and girls that I work with every day. And I see when I share my story about being 30, being in the prime of my life, and all of a sudden heart disease hits. You don't have any of the typical symptoms. You don't have those risk factors that everybody says you should have. And with the determination of me saying, I'm going to put my heart in my own hands and push back on the doctors. And when I tell those stories, at every event, you're going to hear that same story so that it resonates, with our girls and women, that if it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone. And so when I see their faces and I get the questions about what can I do to change my lifestyle? What can I do to really, bring this home to my family? What can I do in my community? That's when I know it's a success just from looking in their face, right? We touch several hundreds of girls a year. And those numbers, great, we can quantify that, but I think it's really quality and what we provide is most important, the service that we give to our family. So when a young girl goes home and takes a recipe, to her family that she's learned through a Heart and Hands event, that's success. When, a young girl goes home and tells her mom or her grandmother, let's walk today for 20 to 30 minutes, that's a success. And I've heard so many of those testimonials and success stories along this 9-year journey with Heart and Hands, that's when I know we've reached success and that people are doing, in fact, exactly what we wanted them to do, is share the information, bring it home to create generational health. So that really is the goal, is when I hear families and girls and women talking about what they've learned, that they've gone to the doctor, they've used the questions that we've shared, right? They've joined the 5K, the 10K, right? That they're coming out to our events and they're supporting. That really does, warm my heart and makes me feel like it's all so worth it. And it just keeps me going every day to find more programs, more initiatives, more things and more ways to impact our community. So I think that's what success is. We also have been expanding. So we have now chapters in Nashville. We have Houston, which joined last year. And this year, one of our junior board members is going to spearhead the chapter in Atlanta. So we're very excited about that as well. So that's a huge win-win, right, for the organization. So it's all of those things, combined, that really show me that we're doing the right thing. We're in the right place, at the right time to really create change in our community. So I hope that answered your question.
Yes, you did. Your brand, your impact, your influence, you're so inspirational, Essence. What I've noticed over the years, the way it continues to grow every year, your sponsors, the participation, and the age group. Even though as a young woman, age 36, you're someone I have known for a long time. You've always been very active as a runner. And so when I heard the news, I was surprised, but you're taking your experience to educate a target group, start younger than when you was diagnosed. And so it's getting out here in the community. And now I'm hearing that you have exceeded the boundaries in Atlanta, in Houston. I'm hearing for the first time today about Nashville. Bravo, Miss Essence Harris Banks. Way to go, girl. So proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
Well, would you believe we're at the end of this interview
already?
My purpose today, that I get to see you, it is a privilege. I wanted this platform, the Hustle Skirt for Others, to know about heart in hands. And so, but before I close out, Essence, I want you to share your contact information and the voice of Essence Harris Banks right now. So if you want my audience to know how to reach you.
Yes. So if you want to learn more, you want to volunteer and support Heart and Hands, feel free to email me personally at essence@heartandhands.org. right? You can visit our website. It's www.heartinhands.org, right? And visit me on all of our social media platforms. You'll see us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the full suite of social media platforms. You can visit us there. And then you can also attend our event. So you can look on Eventbrite, find out when our next events are. We have a Sip and Social coming up. We have so many events throughout the rest of this year that we would love to see you. So again, reach out, connect. Looking forward to hearing from everybody soon.
Well, I have my routine and discipline about my morning walk. And I want you to know I have all of my Heart Enhanced t-shirts when I'm out walking early in the morning. So I am advertising all the time, HNH, okay? So we're going to close at this particular time. But again, the Hustle Skirt podcast objective is to empower you to speak power, embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose. Get fired up the way Miss Banksworth. Did you notice that? The lady in red? She's so passionate, and I love her. And I'm glad that we finally connected our schedules for you to do this, because I'm ready. I'm getting myself ready for September 16, 2023, but I'm riding my bike this year. I want my listening audience to make sure to visit the website, www.persistencelane.com, all one word, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt podcast. 9 different platforms, just to name a few: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon FM. Again, www.persistencelane.com to find out more about this interview. And while you at it, if you found value in today's podcast with Essen Banks, we would appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you just tell a friend, today Hustle Skirt had Heart in Hand, the interview. There's an upcoming September 16, 2020 run, walk, bike. We didn't tell them the location for those locally in New Orleans, Essence. We did say to register at the runsignup.com. Well, they'll find out then. But you know, it's even better when it comes from the lips of Essence.
Yes.
Okay?
Get ready.
Let me close this program out today. You're listening to the Hustle Skirt podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host, Debra Gould. See you, Essen. Much success to you. Bye-bye.